Yo, 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 yo.
What's up? How we doing out there? What's going on?
Another day on the pod. How we doing?
No Name Podcast. We back at it again.
It's your host, Tomu. You know
And
what?
it's Wisdom Devine.
We got our guest, Keon.
Hey man, say man, I'm back for another one. You already know what it is on here. Best episodes ever. Let's get it.
Alright, so listen up. This is a special episode because this episode is gonna be the last episode that you're gonna see us in the room together. Alright? So, the pod is gonna be going to a virtual aspect because I'll be moving to another state. If you've been paying attention to the other podcast, then you already know. If not, then you gotta go listen. So, just know that the pod's not changing. We're gonna go into that a little bit later of how it's gonna go. But just get kicked back and listen to this episode. Or watch. But let me plug something because we're not just on YouTube. We're actually on Spotify. We're on the podcast app for those of you who are Apple users. If you're trying to find us on the podcast app, you can either put hosted by Tommy in the search bar or just put Wisdom Devine and it'll come up. If you're trying to find us on Spotify, just put No Name Podcast hosted by Tommy. And for the and, it's the symbol and Wisdom Divine. And where you can find us. Alright, let's get to it. So, what's going on? How we living?
I'm chilling. Getting everything's on there.
Okay. What about you, Keon?
I've been chilling, getting ready for summer classes. I still need to do a few things to get that in order. And I just been working.
Nah, I feel you, bro. I'm a little stressed.
Dang,
I got a lot going on, bro. Gotta move, bro. It's real. It's real in the field. You feel me? So just gotta get all that done, bro. But we're gonna get through it. We're gonna make it, bro. But look, man. I'm a real since growing up. I've been a real major supporter of like West Coast hip hop and like more specifically like gangster rap artists, right? And so I've been following Snoop Dogg as a kid, and I noticed that he had put out something about his daughter passing away, right? So initially, when I saw that, I before I like clicked the article, I initially went to his daughter like Chop like she got lupus, like so I'm thinking, oh my God, lupus and took her out, so I had a real bad breakdown, right? So, but then I actually took the time to look at the link. You feel me? So when I looked at the link, I noticed that it was his older daughter, who has been dealing with like substance abuse problems, right? And it touched me because as somebody who had battled with like substance abuse and almost let it take me under at one point in time, especially at a very young age, uh, it hit me because I thought about like that could have been me. It could have been me, and it could have been a lot of the people that I was around during those times. And God willing, nothing ever happened to us in that group. I'm gonna use your word per se, but I think about that and it hit heavy on my soul. So rest in peace to her, and my condolences to the whole Brothers family. Because at the end of the day, man, that's very like it hit me close to home, but that's a very touchy, subject when we're dealing with substance abuse. But my question for y'all is: do you think like America has a substance abuse problem?
Yes.
What about you, Kim?
Yes.
I mean, do you think with this substance abuse problem, do you think it's a design plan?
In some cases, yes.
What do you mean?
Because I think America put out most drugs because they want to keep certain classes down. because they knew like certain people would be appealed to certain drugs because they feel like drugs would give them uh, relieve them of their stress.
I can feel that. So in other words, you think like so for the average working man, right? You know, he's gonna use drugs because he's working 80 hours a week, right?
Yeah.
And him working that 80 hours to provide for his family is still not able to really, you know, take care of his family all the way. So now he's stressed out, and then he goes to a coping mechanism, which leads to drugs. Now, I definitely can see that. I can definitely see that because, you know, stressors, and if you don't know how to deal with them,
It could become a
man,
problem.
it can definitely become a major problem because that's how it actually started with me. You know, being a young soldier in the army, you know, being told, "Oh man, you know, man, this pill, bro, it's amazing, bro. It's called ecstasy. Man, you have all the fun in the world, bro, and you can have sex for hours, right?" The sex part didn't even matter. It was just them telling me like it just make you have fun. You open up and you talk to everybody, right? Because I already felt like I was pretty decent. No, not to even toot my own horn, but I thought I was pretty decent. So it was like I was like, man, I just want to get the effect of having that fun. And that euphoric feeling that I got from taking it, it made me want to do it every weekend. Mind you, risking my paycheck, my honor is going out the window, all right? Um, I'm disgracing my country, my unit, my family, myself, you know? But at that time, I'm young, I'm dumb, I just want to party, and most of my friends weren't in the military. So the things that they was doing, they could do it.
Yeah.
They didn't take an oath to protect this country. And to not do certain things that civilians do. I forgot those like values that was instilled into me in boot camp. You know, I lost sight of them because of, like you just said, stress. Because I was in a class where I couldn't work hard enough to really support myself because I had to take care of myself and other people. And it really put me in a situation where, and also a little bit of trying to keep up with the Joneses. Because I came from a situation where I didn't have to now getting a paycheck every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I didn't have that. A consistent first and the 15th. It's coming. Right? I didn't have that. And that's where I do agree with y'all. This country definitely does have a substance abuse problem. But my next question going into that, since we all agree with that, do you think that the reason why there's a black market for drugs is, what do you think that reason is? Because my reason, and the reason why I just said it, I'm quoting it this way, is my reason is I think that the reason why they have a black market for drugs is for population control. Because you already have this major opioid crisis, right? And I know you definitely can go to doctors and get pills, and you might not use them and you sell them, right? But how many refills can you really get? How many refills do they really allow you to have? Now I know when I've had surgeries or something like that, maybe 2 at the most. I've heard people maybe 3, you know, but I don't know people who have chronic illnesses, right? But I would think with them, you know, they need the medicine that they are taking, right? They wouldn't be selling it, right? I don't think. And if they are, then they have to know that if I'm giving them these amounts, it's too much. What are they doing with it? So I think it's about population control. If people gonna overuse, people gonna misuse, people gonna die from it. Then if somebody dies from it, we can charge the person who sold them. Okay, we're killing people and we're filling up prisons. Because at the end of the day, prisons, like schools, they guarantee that bodies are gonna be in them. Schools can't be open. I'm a school teacher. They can't be open unless the school board, the superintendent, and the other people that's on the board in that city agree that this new area is gonna have this amount of people. It's gonna be this amount of women there, possibly this amount of couples. They're possibly gonna have this amount of kids in this many years. These kids are gonna go to elementary school. That's how they break it down to be able to open up schools. So they used to have something called pipeline to prisons, where they showed you where I think it was second or third grade where they knew from your IQ if you was gonna go to prison.
I've seen something like that before in like a movie or something like that.
And I'm like,
I heard somebody else talk about it. I can't really remember right now.
I mean, there's a lot of things that you probably have seen just like this because it's a real thing. It's a real thing. So it's like you gotta like really sit back and think. That's why I said, do y'all think that? What do you think the purpose of the black market for the drugs are? Why do you think they allow these drug dealers or these suppliers to get these things to be able to move?
I'm gonna allow Tommy to answer this one because I feel like he has a great answer for it.
Go ahead.
I feel like it's more than just population control, but it helps deal with a lot of like different problems that they may have. People are strung out on drugs and doing drugs, stuff like that. Eventually it's gonna affect them or affect the people around them too. Like regardless of what you want to do, like with it or not. It's just because that's what comes with it if you're doing drugs. Because at certain point, like if you're like abusing drugs, you might be like that for your kids or like that for anybody influence them. You do that, you can continue to do it and make money off it.
No, oh yeah, it's all about money. It's all about money. You know what I mean? That's. I feel like the population control is and money are. I think they like neck and neck with each other because it's always this country was taken, from criminals, and they came here to, take over and make money and bring it back to England, right? Or Spain or Portugal, whichever place these people came from, right? But the whole thing was to come here, take, and bring back, right? And so I definitely know it's about money, but I also feel like now that we don't have slavery, we also know that prison and jails is the new slavery. But you also you can be enslaved and never touch a jail or a prison.
No, facts.
Be enslaved here. Starts here first. Because they can trap your body but not trap your mind. You can be free physically but be in prison mentally. Because you're fighting so many demons or you running from something or you just don't know from a lack of knowledge. So, dumb, deaf, blind. I just think it's crazy, man. You have so much Latino, Hispanic, and blacks going to jail for drugs. Don't get me wrong, you got whites that's going to jail, but when you look at the numbers statistics wise, bro, we're going down petty crimes. You got nonviolent like kingpins, right? Or nonviolent drug ounce men, right? They moving ounces. They ain't king, but I'm gonna call them ounce men, right? Getting the same amount of time. How's that possible? Nonviolent? You got the ounce man going to prison for the same time as the kingpin? It don't make sense. But in all actuality, these dudes both come from the same environment. Broken, right?
Yeah.
How they was able to make it up that far? Who allowed that to happen? Because they say they're always watching and they know everything that's going on, right? So why do you let them go on that big? To build a case? Really? Who made money in between then? The lawyers? Yeah. Come on, man. Court fees. That's what when I say population. Maybe I should have went a little bit deeper, but it's about and when I say to control
They feeding them. Period.
what we do. Period. You understand? Like
also, people don't also know exactly what's in the drugs. It can
No.
be anything.
no, but I mean, I feel like the drugs in y'all era, like, is way crazier because there was no such thing like we didn't have like no Molly and K2. Like, man, we didn't have like these synthetic drugs.
In those times, drugs was way simpler. Now
Yeah.
they be doing all types of
Yeah, you
crazy
got, man, listen,
shit.
I remember you
They
had
labs just doing all
the
types
labs
of
is
wild,
crazy
stuff.
for everything. Not even
Everybody has a weed
crystal
farm,
meth,
all
everything.
that.
Oh yeah, the weed thing is crazy.
It's ridiculous.
It's so many strains and cross hybrids this and I agree.
Like, they just putting stuff together at this point. They're not even just trying to create that good. They just doing it for capital gain.
So so when we say that, right? So do you think it's a benefit in the black market?
Yes, but no.
Say that again?
I said yes, but no.
What you mean?
Like, not everything goes on. Like I say, in black market would be bad in the sense of because a lot of things are outlawed, so you also find good things on the black market for like drugs and shit like that versus like also the bad things that they're very harmful for you. Because I know some people may actually be buying certain type of drugs because they need it. Because I know some people like when you talk about like drugs and like that, someone's supposed to be over the counter. Some people are going elsewhere because they can't even get a prescription for it because they don't have a doctor or nothing like that. But they have been to get checked up and they know they have this and that. So often the fact that I don't have money to get it that way.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is sometime when you can't afford it, you can get it at a cheaper price
Yeah.
in the black market.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I feel like this. The black market is needed for everything. Whether you're talking about drugs, appliances, car, whatever. The black market is needed because there's a certain demographics of people who will never be able to get past their socioeconomic status due to strains placed on them. Even if they try, it's already placed for them to fail. And you may have one or two that slip through the cracks, but it's so hard for them to be able to come back and pull somebody up. Not because they don't want to, it's because they barely are surviving with what they have. So I definitely think it's needed because you're going to have people that's their only way of living is by committing crime. And I know it's the craziest thing, but just go back and look at the bootleggers.
So
The Kennedy family were bootleggers, and look where they are at now. They're in the politics. They started off on the other side, though, if you know the history.
So would you say the black market is like needed for change in general?
All right, what Kim Kardashian at? She started in sex, black market.
Yeah.
Look where she at. She getting people out of prison today. She's a lawyer.
Right.
So did the black market hurt or help her? It might have hurt her for a little bit, but where's she at today?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So I'm definitely not trying to like say, the black market. No, but what I'm saying is it has its place. But you also got to understand that if you're going to play that side, what comes with that? And you have to own up to that and accept it. Or try hard as you can, and it may put you in a dead-end job where you can't go, far, but it keeps you alive. Keeps you out of prison, right? But then you might end up, how Keon said, needing something to cope with, which ties you right back into the black market. See, it's crazy, right? It's a cycle. This is the country that we live in.
It's purgatory and it sleeps.
It's crazy, bro. So like moving on, bro. My next one. What are your thoughts on medical marijuana and states like doing the recreational legalization?
I think it's actually better to also getting safer drugs, like in people's hands too, because like how you saying with the black market, people be lacing drugs with fat or something like that. So now if you go to a dispensary, they have to be checked, especially if it's like legalized recreational. Like they're gonna have to like get inspections and checks and like have their legal documents backing up what they have, or if not, they're getting shut down. So having that up and available, I think that's way better. Just because like now, at least people are getting their drug, but they're not having an even larger risk of death because they don't know how it was handled or what is really in it.
Okay, from what at least I know from drugs, at least most people when they smoke, they don't really do too much. They just relax.
So on marijuana right now?
Marijuana.
Okay,
right now.
facts. Okay.
And your question was like
about the legalization.
Legalization of it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was you or like one of my old teachers, but I'm pretty sure it was you that said like, do you know like why marijuana is like so like bad? Like why the police like don't want you to use it? Because like it was like some dude, I can't really remember, but like some dude had went back. It was like old, like and then like for like the worst crimes ever, like somebody getting killed or something like that.
And they tried to say marijuana was the reason for it. And they made it a Schedule 1, but it said the same thing about cocaine. Okay. Black man do
so
cocaine.
That was you that said that.
Black man do cocaine, go rape women.
Now, like what Tommy said, like I said earlier, like they have all these like scientists and stuff in farms and all that. Like it's a pro to it though, because like he said, they checking it and make sure stuff is safer. Now, do I think like every state should legalize it? I mean, yeah, but like there has to be certain restrictions on it. Like you gotta be a certain age to buy it, and you can't just like you can't have a bunch in your car, like, because then you obviously trying to sell it.
See, I'm on the fence, because I've been in states where it's a no, like the state we in right now.
Yeah.
Right, where they, it's a red state. But I also been in California where you can literally be right here where Tommy is, and I'm right here, and I could be smoking, and Tommy the police, and I ain't, as long as I'm not at a place where I'm not supposed to be smoking, there's no kids around, they don't care nothing about what I'm doing. They mind my business, all right? So I done been in states like that. Now, what I can say to that is this: I feel like these places are only doing this for money.
Yeah.
And they're trying to stop the black market drug dealers who have been making money and going to prison for marijuana for years, getting years.
Okay, yeah, when you think about it like that.
It's all, man, listen, they can't tax it. Alcohol at one point in time used to not be okay. It's called a prohibition.
Yeah.
Look what happened. I just talked about the Kennedys. So just think about that. It's all like, I feel like that, and when you say, oh, it can be tested and all that, okay, well now you just created another revenue for people who have went to college. How are you helping the people who are going to school of the streets, of the hard knocks? Because these are the people who are grounding and pounding every day to sell this stuff. If you're not going to allow them to go to school and actually really learn how to grow, give them land to grow on, especially if it's somebody that's been caught growing. If they're a major distributor, then put them in a dispensary and have them deliver. They've been doing it already. Give these people jobs. So when I hear legalization, marijuana, medical marijuana, what does that mean?
Yeah.
I've been in a state like that too, because before California went 100% recreational, they was I forgot Proposition something, I forgot it. But it was like, even then it was medical marijuana, you had to have these things. But what about the dude who was growing up getting physically and mentally abused, who he's working 88 hours a week, stressed out. He got to go through the black market to get his drugs, because the doctor won't write him a prescription because they say he don't got no elements to be able to qualify for medical marijuana. So now you force him to go to the black market, where now these drugs can be laced with something. See what I'm saying?
So they're trying to compete with the.
That's my whole thing. Like, so if it's already been something going on, why all of a sudden, if marijuana is still illegal federally, right? Why is it that the states are finding ways to say, you know what, we don't care what they do federally? How are they doing that? Like these are the questions. Do I say, well, okay, I can see the picture, but the people who are really, you're gonna have, like I said earlier, you're gonna have one or two that might sneak through the cracks. They ain't gonna be able to pull too many much up, bro, because they put so many restrictions on this thing to where it's gonna be hard for you to be able to get this thing. It's gonna be very hard to get these licenses and sanctions or find land to be able to grow on, because they're gonna say, oh, you can't grow it in your house because da 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 da. It's always something. You can't even have this many plants. Well, if you can't have this many plants, well, how am I gonna be able to yield enough of product to be able to sell to a dispensary? Oh, well, no, you use only for personal use. Well, I don't smoke marijuana. I just want to make money off of. Well, you only if you do this, then you're breaking the sanctions. We could lock you up. So who is it really for? Because I've seen that happen in California. Like I went from LA to the Bay, and past the Bay all the way to Humboldt County. Started off in Clear Lake first, going to Clear Lake first, up in the mountains, bro. Start off going there, just going and seeing how they do this thing, seeing the black farmers that were against the whole legalization thing, because they was liking the way it was going. And then yeah, it might have been illegal, but guess what? Ain't nobody all up in their business. They don't got to turn over they plants and get them now looked at for all this stuff, and then people tell them, well, okay, well, your this ain't that because of this. Who are you to determine that? And who says your test is the test that it should be?
Yeah, because what are the benchmarks?
See what I'm saying? Yeah. These are all things that people who are over the hood, because that's who's going to go buy. Because even if you got these professionals, right, that's going to go spend the money, who spend the most money? They might have more money, but who gonna spend the money they ain't got for it? The hood. Exactly, bro. So that's my whole thing when it gets to that legalization thing. So like, what are your thoughts on like this whole finals? We're gonna give a prediction, because by the time this episode drop, the finals will be over. So this gonna be the prediction where we can look back and be like, you said.
Yeah, let me see something. Well, we already know. Tommy already has his prediction. See, me, I like seeing a good basketball game myself. Now, I am a little biased, low key, because right now, the player that I be watching the most is Jason Tatum. I'm not gonna lie. Don't get me wrong, Stephen Curry and them, they got some heat over there. So honestly, I think this could go to 7. And if it go to 7, I'm gonna just give it to the Celtics, because I want to see Jason Tatum win.
The young bull.
Don't get me wrong.
The young bull.
Curry and them can do it. So I'm really not picking sides, but I am.
Who you got, Tommy?
Celtics in 6.
Hey, so look.
You gotta tell them why. Bro.
No one defense.
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about why you already.
You sound like Shaq right now. No one defense.
Yeah. I'm talking about why you chose.
Yes.
No, I'm talking about like why I say you're already chosen for. What happened the other day?
Because I bet on the game.
Oh yeah, he put that bread up. Let's get it. T
Hey.
Stoops, I hope you watching. Hey, so I'm gonna keep it real. I'll be watching, and now that I'm gonna leave from over here, I'm definitely not gonna be watching. I might catch some highlights. You know what I mean? Because I ain't gonna try to anything that we did together. I ain't gonna try to do no more till I see y'all again. So like, if I had to go with a team, I'm gonna say Celtics for the win, and I'll say in 6, like Tony, just to make it fun.
So biased over here.
So let's we got Keon with game 7. Good.
Let's not be biased. Everybody chose
the Celtics. He looks so biased.
I'm just going with what I'm going with, yo.
Golden State.
Huh?
I forgot you're a JT fan.
Bro, I like Jason Tatum, but like, look, I like Jason Tatum. That's why I want to see him win. But like the Celtics, watch the Celtics. The Warriors can't do it because like they're looking crazy. Like Jordan Poole coming out this year. Like I already knew before the beginning of the season he was gonna be good because most people probably wasn't watching. But he was at Jamal Crawford little summer league that he do every year, going crazy.
Yeah, I be watching.
Going crazy. So it's like I already knew he was gonna come in the season on fire, but like I didn't know that it was gonna be back like this. But I feel like the Celtics got the defense to keep up with them. And then like I think like their big man is gonna win their matchup, and that's really what's gonna stop it because like they're way huger than the Warriors.
No, I agree.
Yeah, because I don't think Kevon Looney can stop Robert Williams if he's healthy.
So then you also got Al Horford. And then you also got Al Horford playing like he's 16 again.
Yeah, he been doing some things.
But in order for the Celtics to win, they gotta figure out a way to like extinguish them shooters. They gotta like, if one of them hot, other two can't be on. Only one.
I think that yes, that could be a problem, but at the same time, the Celtics are far more of a scoring threat on the offensive side just because of the fact that they have big guys and small guys. So the Warriors will be able to like actually play defense on the entire floor, while they also have the best defense. So that means the Warriors going to have to rely on what they're good at, which is threes. But if they don't, most ain't falling. Sometimes you need to put that see the ball go in the basket, like how Wisdom would say.
That's sir.
So if they can't get no layups, what are they gonna do? Because you don't rely on Steph, Clay, and Poole to shoot threes the entire game while everybody else is just trying to get to the basket.
I mean, I don't know. We just gonna have to see.
All right. Well, we're gonna see. So look, man. I remember you was telling me something about you and T. Stooks wanted to do something about like a YouTube page or something for gaming. Are y'all still gonna do that or what?
It's not just gaming though. It's just
what y'all doing?
But yeah, we went to game on a little bit because he streams. And I'm like, sometimes I want to play my
on TikTok, right?
TikTok, on Twitch.
And Twitch, okay. Cause you know I be knowing this. I'm old.
He posted a stream on TikTok, but he
cause I heard. Okay, bet. Okay,
so you was on the right path.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, yeah. He plays so like. And we used to play together. Just he got P5. So
what are we playing?
2K, Madden, Fortnite, Apex. I think it's just
Warzone.
Warzone. Yeah, Warzone a lot too.
Well, when y'all decide y'all gonna put that together, man, just have to plug it on the pod. But like moving forward, like we're gonna have to do this thing virtual. So your setup will still be the same. My setup gonna have to change. So once I get to my new location, I'm gonna need like 2 weeks to get my stuff together. So when you see this episode, we're gonna take a 2-week pause, a hiatus, so I can set everything up and make sure we get everything's perfect before we get on this thing with y'all. So there's no technical difficulties in the middle of this thing. So we're gonna work on it for a week before we actually come back. So it'll be a 2-week break from the time you see this. So just stay subscribed to whichever one that you watching or listening to this on, and you'll be updated on the next moving developments of the No Name Podcast. What's up, Keon?
While we plugging stuff, I don't know if y'all peaked already for our viewers watching on YouTube, but
everybody wore it down.
I don't know. You see, they both got the shirts right here. As always, we got the hats laid out right here.
As
Oh, as always, hats always gotta be there. Hold up, some of y'all ain't seen the beanie. They come in two colors. This one in blue. Hold up. Like, you let them see the back of the shirt, man. You gotta show them.
Yeah, you gotta stand up, turn around.
Bro. Stand up, show the crowd, bro. What's up, man?
This is the crowd.
Yeah.
Like, the drip is crazy, man. If you want to get dripped out like us, man, go shop at War, man. Let me get the mic to Tommy so he can tell you the exact address.
Where they can find you at, bro?
Merch.
War for the World. That's WURA. Number 4. DAWORLD.com. War for the World. Same thing on Twitter and Instagram. And follow me.
Alright, so look. I have a question, right? Since this is like our last time in the same room together until further notice, like I wanted to ask, like, what's your favorite memory from like the pod? Something we've done on the pod.
My favorite memory, even though it was like a tough moment, it was funny right after the first pod, my boy Wiz, he was like, come on, call girl, I really didn't want to do it. Which, he was very persistent and consistent with his task and what he was trying to get done.
God.
So he got that done, and we could say, things been on the bright side, things kind of shaky, but we'll see what happens. I ain't saying me and her gonna get back together. Don't take it as that. I ain't saying that. We could, but I'm still weighing my options. You feel me?
Oh, okay.
So, and not just saying like always weighing my options. Like we got.
Pick your head up, Tommy.
Hey, I don't know. I feel like everything I'm saying is making it worse, but y'all get what I'm saying.
Oh, Birdman hair up.
He went like this.
It didn't start going down. It was bad, but y'all got what I'm saying.
He tried to say the right thing and he actually said the wrong.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I'm sorry.
He said, I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
She know why. She know why.
What's up with you, Tommy? What you got?
I don't know. I'm not gonna hold you. It's been pretty fun. So like, picking one would be different. It'd be like depending on the type of emotion I was feeling. But like different good days and different, recordings.
Yeah. So what's your favorite one? You gotta pick one. If you had to pick one, somebody put a gun in your hand and say, "Tell us your favorite moment." You got 5 seconds.
Damn.
He
just died.
He just got off in the craziest way.
He dead.
And look, I like certain type of moments you gotta realize in life it is what it is. Like,
damn. For real?
Okay.
So alright, I'll go then. For me, I would say it would have to be this last one that we did, the Love and the Crew one. Just for the simple fact,
yeah, probably.
It was us and yeah, tell me, Keon. It was our like
Well, I got
most. Hey, if you listening, you know. So like, so for us, man, I feel like that one was great because it was us in our natural element. Just cooling. How we normally used to do, just kicking it. That's how I knew that the podcast could actually work, and the people who came on, it could actually like be good guests because this is something that we normally did without cameras around. So I feel like just having T. Stooks and having Justice there was a few guys missing. Shout out to the other homies. Y'all know exactly who y'all are. So it's
Shout out
like
them boys.
That's right. So it's like it was us doing what we normally do, and it was before I left. So it's gonna be one of the like greatest moments because I just remember like before we ever like really start kicking it, I would just come over here and just be talking to y'all. Y'all used to just be looking like, this dude, what in the world? And I was just like,
that
yeah,
first
bro.
time I met Wisdom, I was up in here like, who is this guy? But great relationship since then. You feel me? He got to know me. I got to know him. It's my boy. I really appreciate the things he been did for me so far. Like,
Nah, man,
in the
y'all
time
my
that I've known
bros.
him.
Y'all my bros, man.
Yeah, helped me through a lot. So I appreciate this.
That's no cap, bro. Y'all my bros.
But
bro.
on some funny stuff, whoever, when we make it big, somebody need to make a clip, and like from every episode, y'all got to get the little snippet of Wisdom singing a song, because he got a song for each episode, like from when somebody says something. Y'all gotta catch them and then like just listen to it. I'm telling y'all, just the literally the most funny moments of the pod, every pod.
That's a fact. I ain't gonna lie. So do y'all got anything like coming up in these like next few months?
I got some pop-ups I might do for the brand. I'm finna learn how to. Y'all heard the beast, so I'm about to start locking in on it. If I go back to my peoples, chill out, get a sense of home again, and then we back to back to work.
I mean, as far as for me, I'm finna lock in on work, lock in on these summer classes after I do these little things I need to do, get that situated. Also in a few weeks, not even a few weeks, maybe like 2 weeks, shout out my brother and his fiance, Davion Smitra, they finna get married.
Hey, congrats.
I'm finna go out there, help my man get down this aisle, and it's gonna be a great time.
Yeah,
But other than that, hey.
I do. Ooh. For the big bro. Hey, so look, for me, I got grad school, and after grad school, we gonna see what in between time, I got a great event that I'm doing with the Mural and Distinguished Gents, in Danville, Virginia, Labor Day weekend. It's something that we're doing for the city of Danville, giving back 25 years of guys who and females who were mentored by great, strong African American male and females in and out of the education system. But we're coming back. Some of us have not left the city. Some of us have, but we're coming back, and we're gonna bring a great festive event to the city, to where it's going to be educational, it's going to be festive, and it's going to be a lot of love, man. And I'm really excited to see a lot of my classmates, a lot of the upperclassmen when I was growing up, and also some of my youngins that was under me, and see all of us come together and do something positive. But also to see the youth. Some of these kids are gonna be my homeboys' children that I had never met before. Some of them gonna be some of them that left, because they are killed or in prison. And I've seen their children, but this is my first time seeing them in a long time. So this is gonna be a very beautiful thing, man. I'm not gonna hold y'all too long for this episode. This one was really like a touch-in basis to let y'all know what we got going on. You know what I mean? And to me, show love with my brothers. But listen, this is the No Name Podcast.
Yes, sir.
I am Wisdom Devine. And we had
Keon.
Listen. And we out of here.
Well, y'all be safe. Much love.